Alright everybody, I'm going to put ChatGPT to the test by asking it to create for us a to-do list using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's just do that and let's see what the results are. Can ChatGPT replace web developers? So let's try this out. Okay, we already greeted it. We're friendly, you know, we're humans, not like AI. So we said hello, he said hello back. So let's put it to the test. Let's get right into it by telling it to create a to-do list using HTML, CSS and JS. Hopefully he knows what JS is. So go buddy, go. Let's see, sure. Here's an example of a basic to-do list created using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, at least he knows what JS stands for. Okay, starting out with a boilerplate, HTML5 doc type, adding a title, adding the style.css to it, creating a container, a div with a general class of container, h2 with to-do, h1 of to-do list, input tags, ul, so far and so on. Okay, I would have put the input tag into a form, but let's see what ChatGPT does. So first of all, you know what, I'm going to copy. He could have told us that in order to create something like this, you need to create an index.html file. That would be helpful, first of all. So I am a web developer. I know what I'm doing. Let's create an index.html file. I'm going to copy and paste in the code. Let's also open up using live server. And ooh, he added a on-click event to the button. Interesting. Going halfway, react here. Okay, there's a to-do list. Let's see what he did for styling. So styling, let's also create a style.css file. Remember, it's already linked up here. So paste this one in, and then he created a JavaScript file. What did he call script? Okay, script. So I have to call it also script.js file, and let's paste in the JavaScript. Okay, let's also see what else he told us. At the end, he said that this code creates a simple to-do list with an input field and that adds a new task, a button to add them, and a list to display them. When the task is added, it is added as a new list item, and when the task is clicked, it marks it as completed. Okay, so he also added a feature, because I didn't tell it to add the feature of completed, but hey, to-dos need to be completed. Did you do it or did you not do it? That's why it's called a to-do list. And then the CSS used for styling. Okay, perfect. So let's see how this looks and feels. Hit save on everything. I'm zoomed in a bit. Whoo, 250%. I only want to do 150%. So let's say task 1, enter, and hey, why isn't enter working? Add, okay, only add is working. Pretty strange. I would have, because he added the on-click event. So, one quick note, he added the on-click event on the button. This means that because he didn't add it in a form as I would have done it, you need to click the button in order to submit, and actually not submit, but in order to take the values that are in the input field. So for now, he did do a pretty good job. Also, he did here some sort of, well, a bit of error checking. For example, he added an if statement, but he didn't add a else statement. For example, he checked here if the value.trim is not equal to an empty string, but I would do here else. So I would ask some, or should I tell him to edit? Let's see. So first of all, let's see if this is working. So task -1, enter does not work. Hit click, and there we go. There's a task. It also has a hover effect, pretty good. The button has an on-click effect or a hover effect with a cursor pointer. Let's add another one. Let's see if he added task-2. Hey, enter is not working. No, he did not. Now I would have added a odd and evens settings to it using CSS, basically to differentiate the columns. That's all. So if I would do a task-3, enter is not working. That's so annoying. And task-2, oh, what am I doing? Task-4 and add it. So I would add here some kind of differentiation. Let's ask it. Add a different color for the odds. But isn't enter working? And am I zoomed in too hard here? No, it's 150%. Okay, certainly add a different color to odd number items. So this can modify that using KUL. Is targeting the mchild. Okay, that's it. That's what we need. And complete it. Why is he? First of all, if I click one of them, okay, just line through. Should I? I'm just going to copy the CSS and overwrite. So I'm going to paste it underneath of it, overwriting everything that we did until now. So now it's pretty much doing the same thing. So if I hit save, I can't see any kind of difference. Odd background color. Okay, this is kind of stupid. So what I want it to do is to do something like this. Okay, that's more like it. Basically, if every second one should have a different color from the first column item. Okay, well, not bad. I don't like the design of this, but it did create. Let's also go over the JavaScript. This is most important. So he's grabbing onto IDs. First of all, I don't like it. I would use query selectors. Function add task. Basically, this is the function that he added to, close up the last part, that he added to the click event. So on button click, it's going to call upon this function right here. This function is going to check if task.value.trim is not an empty string, but it's only checking the type, I believe, not also the content. So I would have done something like this. It's also standard React. Then it's creating a element. Of course, it's creating a li element. Then the inner text of that li element will be whatever we pass in there, and then the onClick event will mark it as completed. The completed function is down here, because it's triggering the function in here when we're clicking on a task item, task 1. Added. If I click on the task item, I would have added here another onClick event, another hover effect of mouse. Then it's going to trigger this one, which is going to add the class of, it's going to toggle on and off. This is very good. Not adding and removing, is toggling the class of completed, which is, if you take a look in our CSS, yep, it's a line through and color of the text is changing. Okay, and it's also clearing the input fields. Now, what I wanted to do now is, if I'm doing this, I'm clicking on the add button, nothing is happening. So I want it to tell me that, hey, something is wrong. So add feedback to the user if input field, input field is empty. So let's see what it does. Sure, you can now add feedback to the user. Okay, add task if, now it's adding the right one. So if it's empty, basically, you can add it here as an else statement. I don't know why he's adding it here. Okay, so he's stopping the function right here. So it's not doing it like before. He's stopping the function right in his track. So if it's empty, stop and return. Boom. If it's not, then continue on. So I'm going to copy this and replace the code right here. Whoops, don't need you. And let's see if this is working now. Okay, I'm getting the A alert message. If not, task -1. I don't like it with enter. Okay, so let's add a new test to it. Make so that pressing the enter key, the add button will add a new task and also recognize all of my typos. Okay, it's modifying now the JavaScript code, task, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's starting to modify the entire code. Add event listener key up input at the task input. Yeah, it's basically changing the code or just adding to this. Let me just try this, because this is exactly what I would have done. It's just adding the event listener, a new event listener. Yeah, I know this is deprecated, but nevertheless. Okay, so let's try this right now. Hit save and let's say task -1, enter, there we go. Task -2, enter, there we go. Perfect. Last thing that I want it to do for me is delete task. Only upon completion, okay? Oh, no. Should I add the delete button? This is always the question. Do you want to mark a task as completed before you delete it? Or if you accidentally edit a task, then you should be able to delete it. I am of the opinion that the delete button, no, this is how I'm going to do. It should add the possibility to, I'm going to ask it to add the possibility to delete a task and also a confirmation to it. Yes. So add delete possibility to each task, but with confirmation of deletion. Boom. Let's see. Typo, recognize my typos. Sure. Well, it's so damn sure that let's see what you're going to give me. Let new task. Okay, document is going to create it again. Completed, on-click completed. Create a delete button for each task. Okay, so it's going to create a delete button. Basically, this is going to be the code that is going to follow in here. He's appending the new child. Yes, sir. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and replace it within here. And let's see if this works. So task -1, task. Oh, that's ugly as delete button. Task 2 and delete and cancel and delete and confirm. Okay, so because I clicked once upon the delete button and canceled it, it's marking it as delete. Is this because I'm actually tackling this is just ugly. Wait. I can't see. It's hurting my eyes. Green delete buttons. So wait a second. It's adding the delete button in a delete. You know what? First, yeah. Okay, let's leave it as delete. But delete button dot class list dot add the class of delete btn delete btn dash delete. I'm going to change this manually. So the class of btn delete will now, come on, copy it. Oops, class btn delete, background red, and let's try it now. Task 1. Okay, that's much better. Also, it's too strong. Let's just crank down this red a bit. Ooh, much better. Okay, so there's the delete. Oh, delete hover. Let's change the hover. Actually, I'm going to copy everything, paste it in here, delete you because I accidentally selected you. On hover, I'm going to make this just a bit darker. Woo! There we go. Okay. Also, allies, display, flex, and justify content, space, evenly. Woo! Align item center. Much better. Okay, and that second item there, that's too dark for my taste, so I'm going to increase. Let's just go here. Perfect. There we go. Yes, it seems that ChatGPT will replace us. I'm just kidding. It can write code. It can write. You can. It's really interesting. So, it's bought by Microsoft. It has Microsoft has bought also GitHub, and GitHub has Copilot. And if you have Copilot, that's basically doing the same thing. So ChatGPT does not do anything else except it's going to give it to you in a browser. And Copilot will automatically give it to you in your Visual Studio Code if you install the extension. And you pay for Copilot because it's not free at all. Okay, so I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Will ChatGPT replace us? Hell no, my opinion. No way. Because still needs it's just going to enhance your capabilities. If you don't know how to code, still not going to teach you how to code. If you do know how to code, it's just going to enhance your